Yo, what the fuck is going on? Today is December 5th. We're going to be going over penny stocks, pre-markets, and open markets. And we're going to start with BJDX. And BJDX ran in the past 30 days on, let's see, it ran on November 5th. The highs were 1245. You have a couple other backside bounces here. This is kind of a pivotal level here at 7. And it keeps going down, keeps down, keeps going down. And we have this break over kind of like those backside pushes. So in previous days, it would bounce to here like this and then just die out. This actually got momentum, broke through those. As far as pre-market goes, this flag right here is pretty good. I don't know if I would trust this flag right here. There's still lower volume than this push right here. But this was a good dip right here. A lot of confluence in that. And almost got to 10. Kind of fading into open. One thing is it's broke back underneath that $7 688 level. For me, wasn't really looking at this one. I think there was other tickers. What was it? TARA and RKDA, Jesus fucking Christ, RKDA that were also looking a lot better than this one. But this was in the $6 range. Stocks in this price range have been doing pretty good. So, gotta leave it up. It attempted here and then just got slammed down. As soon as it halts like this, your boy is out as far as bullish momentum. Usually when you have things that halt at open, especially on the halt down, they tend to stay down here. Now, things could obviously change, but this has been kind of what everything has been going to. And I think SRM did this yesterday. So SRM was a penny stock, so it halted off of kind of that movement. But once we get halt downs like this that are super close to open, they tend to just kind of fade off. So SRM is kind of an example. It's not very similar, but the idea is there. But yeah, once it halts down, I am out. Moving on, CNEY. This ran yesterday, and when I say run, it ran in pre-market, did nothing. This is just a day 2 move, and we get nothing from this. No volume there. CYCN, same thing, ran yesterday. Let's see if there's anything really good here. Low volume, there's nothing really that I would want to trade there. FOXX was a late pusher in pre-market. Again, you have a halt up here. Out of the gates, you have a halt down here. So this thing does actually push back up, halts there, and then halts there and comes back all the way back down again. So I guess there is some hope for halt downs, but to me, this is still, like, I'm not really going to probably trade that. I don't really know. So this ran into the daily 200 at 9. Came all the way back down. I don't really see a whole lot here that I can really take away from and actually make money from. Anything that, again, that halts super early in the morning tends to suck as far as price action as well. So just count me out of that one. Even though there was some decent moves, it was still kind of garbage. Moving on to Guava. GWAV, this thing ran on Tuesday. What's today's date? The 5th. So it ran on Tuesday, right? Yeah. So it had a nice push up to 88. Day 2 did not do anything, but in pre-market it was trying to push that level again. And I didn't really pay too much attention to it. We do have this gap level here. We have these 2 key levels. This right here, this flag right here is super nice. First you have multiple things here. You have a kind of W pattern here off of a key level. You have a VWAP fail here, but then you have a breakthrough. You have a dip back down to VWAP. You have a dip back down to kind of the previous highs here. You have a double bottom here. This mini double bottom move, kind of shorter term 5-minute flags. This pattern has been very strong. And then you also have kind of like this cup and handle type motion with the highs getting back to here, dipping back down to this level, close enough to where this kind of held. So a lot of reason to add on this outside of the fact that it is a recycled name. It does break through. You have a nice 1-minute flag off of those 88 highs right here. If you miss this flag, it does another little flag here. I wouldn't have trusted probably this as much as like this flag or this flag, but still nice nonetheless. And then goes straight up holding the 190 EMA up to 109. Do I know what 109 is? Obviously 113 is a key level. Let us take a look. So basically it got to the high of this. We do have a gap here. So yeah, it basically filled this candle out, filled this kind of space. Guav could make a move back up to 150s if it kind of keeps holding, but it all depends on how hot the market can get. So HTOO, no volume. This was a day to move. It ran yesterday. MIGI, this thing fell off a cliff, a huge stick down, and then the pre-market, it's pushing. We've seen a couple of these recently. I think it was MVST or something like that too, where usually I tend to stay away from these types of tickers just because they don't follow the same kind of patterns, all that jazz, as the other ones do. So, you know, it's kind of harder. This thing though did start pushing. Nice little flag here off the 190 EMA, and then ended up halting at 128. We have pre-market highs here at 142. The other thing too is I didn't really like this pre-market at all. But again, we have halt here into the pre-market highs. One of the biggest bearish signals that I have seen this past week has been pre-market highs, either double tops with the pre-market highs or a break of the pre-market high, kind of like a fake breakout and then death. To me, I was actually looking at this right here, adding here. I was kind of late to see that setup, so I didn't actually take it, but I would have held probably for like a 150, probably this area. Just with all the fake breakouts, breaking the pre-market high and then fading off. So this would have been a good trade, but unfortunately I didn't get there. Kind of double topped with this and then faded out. So once, I would say what you add here, and then once it gets to here, you know, this is still kind of okay. Don't love that, but obviously with this candle you got to get out. But you know, that was still nice move out of the gates, and then just basically nothing else for the rest of the day. MTEM, MTEM. Okay, so this whole week we've been getting basically no pre-market penny pushes. So this is like the only time that pennies have been hot. So we had Guav on Tuesday. We had, what was it yesterday? Fuck, I already forget it. We had another penny stock yesterday that also kind of ran big time. It's gonna kill me. But anyway, moving on. So knowing that this week, penny stocks that really haven't had a pre-market structure, that have volume, that are pushing, have been very strong. It's kind of like a weird, I don't know what's going on with these, but knowing that though, nice push here. Pre-market highs here at 45. To me, there's really no trade from 941 to 1004. This is pretty much a straight up, outside of maybe a dip here, but this is all kind of breakout trading for the most part. This dip right here was fucking money. Another example of a 5-minute flag with a mini kind of double bottom here. This pattern has worked a lot. And I also like that it didn't get to 61, 62. This was kind of a pivotal daily level. So to me, when I'm adding down here, I'm honestly looking at this as a target at 61. And if it does break that, you know, then we go from there. But I did actually get this move. It was pretty fucking nice. Super strong. This push right here, there's the volume just came in and just kept going. Sometimes we get rejects off of the downtrend, but with these penny stocks with no pre-markets, they've been pretty fucking strong. So nice push here into those 61s. I would have been scaling. Well, I did actually scale here. It was a good chunk, 48 to 61. This was a nice flag here. To me, I still have the breakout and then fake breakout and then death into my head, and plus we're at a key level, so I kind of pretty much got out all of it there, although it did fucking full send it past that level, which is nice to see as well. Kind of holding this uptrend here, and then it broke it eventually, but 78 push, super nice. This was also a little nice dip here to that key level, previous high, I mean almost to a T right there. Good ads there. And then again, once we have extended, like we see this 5-minute flag, it doesn't come back up, it comes all the way back down. You can add for kind of backside bounces, like this is a good trade here, but the potential is usually not there. So once you see extended selling, it tends to fucking die off. So actually not making sure it didn't really do anything else. But yeah, these penny stocks that are no pre-market, that just kind of come up out of nowhere, have been super strong. So keeping that in mind as well. But penny stocks in general haven't been weaker, so not really sure. All right, moving on to NNOX. NNOX was a previous runner here. Let's go. I think it was a higher float stock too. Its highs in pre-markets was 770. Again, these ones that kind of push into it tend to be dog shit. This thing did hold the 200 here a little bit, hold the intra 200, and then pushed up straight up into that level. Another thing to note too, in this market we have now, anything that goes straight up like this out of the gates into kind of like pivotal levels, comes all the way back down, these have a really strong chance of being dog shit as well. So if you see this type of pattern, I would not be trying to kind of fucking take these trades right here. But yeah, so if you get it out of the open, that's good, but you just got to be careful with those. PBM, another backside trade, again runs into previous highs at 623, fade stock. I actually I took some here because of C-Tor and I think it was C-Tor and another stock. Let's look at it real quick. So C-Tor, it was fading and then it had this flag under VWAP and then pushed back up. So we were going for that, kind of that idea. Where's it at? Am I on the right one? No. So I was trying that as well and did not get it. Got fucking cooked on this candle. But I thought it looked okay for a push at least to like VWAP. did not get it. So RIP to that, but yeah, anything that's kind of backside tends to be more weak too, so it could have been that as well. Moving to PRFX, this is another one that was ran to 450, but this thing broke all the way to 8. Fading into open, we have 524 as the daily 200. This is another one where you kind of have this U pattern, this flag right here that I took some right here to push into view up and then potentially break back to like high day. And again, took some off here, but just did not push through like we've seen kind of in the past couple of days. So there is some potential with these kind of flags that aren't near VWAP but have potential to get there. Just depends on how much. But PRFX, this was a nice push here. It bounced off 450s, broke through the 200, but then failed back through. So good trade, but kind of still dog shit. PSQH is a day 3 now. I mean, nothing crazy there. QS. What's QS? It's a higher float stock. I'm not going to go over it. RKDA. RKDA was on the starred list. It started to pull I think it was a CTNT. Where it was just like, oh, you're teasing me kind of price action, you know what I mean? Bang, 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 and then fail. So with this one, it was kind of weird. It was kind of doing the same thing where it was just, it pushed, came back down, it held. So down here, I was interested. But again, it got real choppy real quick. Pushed back again, held again, pushed back again. I took some like here. As like a, okay, so it broke through this $8. And I thought it was going to hold again and then make another move here. I was a little too early and a little too high myself. But it came back down further to this kind of pivotal point. Held this and then started to push again. So this is kind of like the cup and handle flag right here. And then it rips through to 10 and then straight back down. Volcanoed it. Overall, just weird price action. But there was money to be made. There was money to be lost for sure on this fucking thing. I think for me, I'd almost break even on this. Maybe made a little bit. Was super annoyed with it though. Kind of wanted it to, you get to here and it's like, well, like usually you break out and hold it, sustain it for a little bit, but it just did the same thing 1, 2, 3 times, and then it just grinds up. So it is what it is. Good move here. This is a nice ads here and then ads here to support. Also super nice, but kind of choppy price action. And again, pre-market highs were 935. 935's here. You have a break, a pre-market high, and then fade. So again, pre-market highs, anything near pre-market highs has been stalling out. So I'm going to use that as a bearish signal. STSS, just a fader stock. Not interested. SVMH, same pattern as it did yesterday in pre-market. Up, down, up, down. So I'm not interested. It did push later in the day, but you can miss me with that. All right, Tara, T-A-R-A. This thing squeezed like a bitch right out of the gates, just straight up. Nice flags here. It kind of pulled the same thing as CTNT, where you push, come back down, push, and then this thing actually halted down. And like I said earlier, anything that halts down usually fades out. So this thing faded out. Really no trades in open market on TARA, but that's kind of to be expected. You're already up 4,000 billion%, so don't try to be a hero with these types of tickers. VVPR, no volume, don't care. ZSPC was IPO, so I'm really not going to do that either. So that's going to be it for today. Peace.